And I would like to move on to the One Health practice presentation. I'd like to introduce the presenters. Dr. Fumihiko Yokota, Associate Professor, Kyushu University Institute for Asian and Oceanian Studies. Ms. Rosalia Mwongeli, Makau, Yamaguchi University Joint Graduate School of Veterinary Medicine, and Mr. Hideaki Yoshitomi, Fukuoka Institute of Health and Environmental Sciences, and the students of Kurume Chikusui High School.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Fumihiko Yokota from Kyushu University, Institute for Asian Oceanian Studies. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Kyushu University One Health Initiative today. Today, I would like to share 3 topics: One Health concept and approach, why Kyushu University is promoting One Health, and finally, what specific One Health related activity is Kyushu University doing. For the first topic, I'd like to share why One Health concept approach is important and necessary now. This slide illustrates why One Health approach is urgently needed today. We are facing with these risks and dangers that Dr. Kitiru already mentioned in the opening remark. These are very complex and interconnected. People, animal, and environment are inseparable. These are also expanding. Health challenges cannot be solved by single discipline. That's why we need to integrate knowledge and take action across sectors to protect our life and our health of people, animal, and environment. This slide highlights both integrated nature of One Health approach and evolution from concept to implementation. Dr. Kitiru already mentioned about this. Figure on the left shows that improving One Health across human, animal, environment system require integration across multiple disciplines, as well as collaboration among government, industry, academia, and communities. To enable this integration, we must strengthen 4C, so-called 4C, communication, collaboration, coordination, and capacity building. Figure on the right illustrates evolution of One Health from concept of interconnectedness through approach of integration to the implementation. Fukuoka Prefecture is pioneer in this transition, establishing One Health Ordinance in 2020 and Promotion Action Plan in 2022. Today, Fukuoka can be a best practice model to apply this One Health concept approach to policy and community practice implementation. This slide explains why Kyushu University is promoting One Health. Kyushu University Vision 2020 identified integrated knowledge as its core mission. It also highlights 3 priority areas: decarbonization, medical health, and environment food. These priorities align closely with One Health concept and approach. By promoting One Health, we, Kyushu University, can contribute to SDGs. In this way, One Health creates a win-win-win outcome for society, environment, and future generation. Kyushu University does not have veterinary medicine, but we have 12 undergraduate, 18 graduate schools, including these. Institute for Asian Oceanian Study I belong to, so-called QAOS, serve as a coordination body, coordination hub that promotes integrated knowledge through interdisciplinary research, education, and regional collaboration across Asia and Oceania. Within QAOS, I serve in this structure. I serve as a coordinator of a One Health module group launched in 2024. This platform promotes One Health research, education, international collaboration by connecting these different faculties and partners. This slide illustrates 22 members of One Health module group in Kyushu University, organized into 6 groups: medicine, pharmacy, agriculture, science, engineer, environment, and QAOS. This with guidance from 5 senior advisors, module works in close collaboration with Fukuoka Prefecture. Next slide will highlight specific research area of each member. This figure illustrates a wide range of One Health-related research conducted by module member Kyushu University. Their research covers 4 major domains: human, biological health, animal, agriculture, food system, environmental, planetary health, and so on. They are integrated through One Health concept approach, supported by AI and data science. Research topics include antimicrobial resistance study by Professor Shimono, vaccine research by Professor Kusakabe, inclusive wealth, sustainable research by Professor Managi that he will present today after this. Many of these projects are conducted to collaborate with Fukuoka Prefecture, local governance, industry partners, and the community stakeholders, ensuring that research outcomes contribute to real-world solutions. Now I would like to share specific One Health-related activities Kyushu University has been doing in the past 5 years. Kyushu University One Health module began its international activity in 2020 through JST Sakura Science, academic exchange program with Shanghai Jiao Tong University in China, which has a major One Health center. In collaboration with Fukuoka Prefecture, we organized 5 days online seminar focused on One Health. Since then, we have continued mutual academic exchange. In 2022, we visited One Health Center, Shanghai Jiao Tong University. 2024 April, their delegation visited Fukuoka to engage with Fukuoka One Health Office and the related One Health Institute. These ongoing exchange have strengthened international collaboration, and next slide will highlight key outcome from these exchange activities. This slide presents a key outcome of our international collaboration, joint publication released in 2025 entitled Adaptation of Global One Health Evaluation Framework to Municipal Level in Fukuoka, Japan. In this study, we examined whether Global Health Index developed by Shanghai Jiao Tong University could be applied to local government level in Fukuoka. We demonstrated the feasibility by creating One Health Index to evaluate One Health implementation across all 60 municipalities in Fukuoka Prefecture. The table on the right shows the 34 Fukuoka One Health indicator adapted from 170 global indicator. Using publicly available data in Fukuoka and Japan, we calculated this score for each municipality. We analyzed, and notably, Miyama City achieved the highest overall score, demonstrating strong governance, effective, integrated One Health practice. This work provides practical model for evaluating One Health implementation at the municipal level and may serve as reference for other regions worldwide. This is another One Health related research I am currently conducting since 2024. The goal is to detect respiratory infection by AI to share cough sound. Can anyone identify which is infected, not infected cough? This recorded of the cough from the same patient when she was COVID and after she recovered. More than 10,000 cough recorded has been collected from about 150 patients in elderly nursing care home in Clinic Fukuoka. Once a week, 3 months over the 2 years, from these recorded more than 10 acoustic features, including cough duration. We compared from this feature from infection negative, infection positive cough, using paired sample to identify statistically significant difference between negative and positive cough. This slide introduces the One Health education course offered by Kyushu University One Health module in collaboration with Fukuoka Prefecture. This program on the left is One Health education program launched in fall semester of 2025. The course on the right is a Kikan education course offered by Faculty of Art Science. In these lectures, diverse fields, including vector-borne disease, dog therapy, psychology, human-wildlife relationship, and AMR. This slide highlights 3 additional One Health activities conducted in collaboration with Fukuoka Prefecture to promote public awareness and community engagement. On the left, the photo showed One Health lecture delivered to students at Umi Minami Junior High School student in December 2024. In the center, I had honor of speaking at the Fukuoka One Health Symposium held at Osaka Expo last year, September. And also I spoke One Health Science Cafe on the right. In collaboration with Kyushu Economic Research Center, BizCori, to engage citizens and local stakeholders. The final slide highlights major One Health Institute in Japan and over the world. In North America, leading center, One Health Center, UC Davis, Colorado State, University of Illinois. In Europe, institutes such as Edinburgh, Swedish University of Agriculture, and in Asia and Africa, we have these institutes. In Japan, we have Hokkaido University One Health Research Center, University of Tokyo, Yamaguchi University. One Health research education comparing these major, there are strong to comparing these major One Health Institute. Are there any strong point in Kyushu University One Health? How Kyushu University One Health initiative are different from these? This slide highlights the strong point of Kyushu University One Health initiative. First, Kyushu University has developed practical One Health social implementation model in collaboration with Fukuoka Prefecture. Second, initiative emphasizes collaboration with local industry, communities, government, creating strong industry, academia, government partnership. Third, it actively promotes innovation startup. Finally, Kyushu University integrates knowledge across environment, human, agriculture, social science to Asia and beyond. Thank you very much for your attention and listening. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rosalia Mwongeli Makau, a PhD student at the Joint Graduate School of Veterinary Medicine, Yamaguchi University. And today I'm delighted to share with you our research entitled Defining the Core Microbiota and Pathogenic Risk of Mixed Species Bird Colonies in Yamaguchi Prefecture, Japan. The bat-gut microbiome in a One Health context. Bats are among the most diverse and widely distributed mammals living in close proximity with human dwellings. And previously, they have been identified to harbor pathogenic bacteria and viruses. Although bat-borne viruses have been extensively studied, the gut microbiota of bats has been underexplored. And that's why in our study, we sought to check whether the bats in Yamaguchi harbor bacteria that are harmful to humans, and to also check how the environment influences the gut microbiota of bats. Defining the gut microbiota of bats at the human-bat interface provides information on pathogenic bacteria and can help guide mitigation strategies against future spillovers. So our research objectives were to profile the microbial composition of the bat's gut microbiota, to determine whether this bat's gut microbiota harbors bacteria that are zoonotic, and to define the effects of host identity and environmental factors on the bat gut microbiome. So our methods, we collected samples, 31 samples of large intestine sections, including 3 bat species and 3 locations in Yamaguchi Prefecture. We extracted the microbial genomic DNA and sequenced the V3 to V4 region of the 16S ribosomal RNA gene. Then after sequencing, we analyzed the sequence reads with QIIME2, did taxonomic inference using the Green Genes 2 database, and functional annotation, we used the PyCrust2 software. And for the identification of specific pathogenic species, we did targeted nested PCR for specific pathogenic species. Figure 1 shows the sampling locations of bat samples in Yamaguchi Prefecture, which were sampled in Beppu Cave, Yamane Tunnel, and Muikaichi Tunnel. Of note, these areas are places where humans usually visit. So it is important to check whether the bacteria in these areas actually harbor bacteria that can be harmful to people. Figure 1 is table 1 shows the sample distribution among the bird species and the sampling locations. So our samples consisted of 3 species, which are all insectivorous, Miniopterus fuliginosus, Myotis macrodactylus, and Rhinolophus vermicrinum. Figure B here is shows the metadata information where of the bats sampled, more 58% were males and 42% were females. On to our results. Figure 2 shows stacked bar plots of the relative abundances of the most abundant bacteria at the phylum level and the family level. At the phylum level, we can note that the most abundant phylum was Pseudomonadota, previously referred to as Proteobacteria, and Bacillota, previously known as Firmicutes. At the family level, Enterobacteriaceae, Clostridiaceae and Enterococci were the most abundant families. So these families harbor both normal flora and pathogenic bacteria. So at the genus level, we were able to note the dominant genera, which included Hafnia, Duinsavagella, Serratia, and Enterococcus. Though these dominant bacteria are not pathogenic, we were able to identify among the top 20 genera, we had Chlamydophila and Escherichia with a relatively high abundance. So we were also concerned to check the specific sample. This table shows the relative abundance of specific samples. And we were able to, as I've said, these several potentially pathogenic genera were present at a relatively high relative abundance. So from here, we selected these 6 genera and did targeted PCR. And table 3 here shows the results of our nested PCR results. These are the pathogenic species that we tested to check for their presence in the bats. And out of the 7 species that we tested, we were able to detect Chlamydophila psittaci and Shiga toxin 1 producing Escherichia coli in the bat samples. These 2 bacteria are zoonotic. They cause diseases in humans, and they actually cause fatal diseases in humans, so this is very important information. We went ahead to check whether the detected pathogenic bacteria were part of the core microbiota in our samples. And this is a Venn diagram showing species-specific core microbiota and the shared core bacteria, which is the global core. Although the global core in this study did not consist of potential pathogens, one bat species, which is Miniopterus fuliginosus, harbored Chlamydophila and Staphylococcus in its core microbiome. And so this means that bats in this species could be a high-risk permanent reservoirs of this particular genera. We went ahead to check how the identified pathogens and core bacteria interacted together with the rest of the microbiota. And these co-occurrence networks show patterns of microbial co-occurrence in the bat guts. Pig nodes are the global core, and blue ones indicate, the bright blue indicate the detected pathogens. Positive correlations are indicated in red, and negative correlations are indicated in blue. The different clusters reflect community structure shaped by host species and different environments, with marked variations in taxonomic composition and complexity. Importantly, the core bacteria and detected pathogens occur within broader microbial communities with different organization, which indicates that host identity and environmental factors influence the microbial associations within the bat gut microbiome. So it is actually important to assess the microbial associations of bacteria when analyzing for zoonotic pathogens in a One Health perspective. To analyze the effect of host identity and environment on the microbial composition of the gut microbiota, we generated PCOA plots of Bray-Curtis distances, and the plots showed that the bat gut microbiome is shaped by both host identity and environmental factors, as shown in A and in B. And we can actually note with the statistically significant p-values that these 2 factors actually influence the composition and structure of the gut microbiota, hence also the structure of pathogenic bacteria. Although these all the bacteria in our study are insectivorous, we are able to detect these variations in these two factors to indicate that although diet is the major driver of composition of the gut microbiome, host identity and the environment can actually affect composition of the gut microbiota. Discussion. We detected Chlamydophilus psittaci and Shiga toxi-1 producing E. coli, which cause diseases in humans. And bat species Miniopterus fuliginosus exhibited a higher relative occurrence of pathogens, suggesting species-level differences in microbial carriage. So actually, when conducting epidemiological surveillance on pathogens, especially zoonoses, it's important to have in mind that there could be variations in terms of host identities and in terms of different locations. And the gut microbiome composition and co-occurrence structure varied by host species and location despite similar diets, highlighting the role of host identity and environment in not only shaping the microbial composition, but also the microbial associations. In our study, we also acknowledge some limitations. One is the limited sample size, which may limit the generalization of the microbiome patterns observed in our study. And two, although we detected zoonotic pathogens, we did not analyze their virulence, and the host human transmission at the human bat interface was not analyzed because they were not within the scope of this study. So this is actually something that can be done in the future. Conclusion. The bat gut microbiome of bats in Yamaguchi Prefecture are not dominated by pathogenic bacteria, though species-specific differences in pathogenic microbial carriage were observed in this study. And the detection of non-human pathogens in these bats emphasizes the value of wildlife microbiome studies at the human-wildlife interface as baseline data for One Health surveillance. I wish to acknowledge all our funding agencies, collaborators, and field assistants for their support. And I would also like to appreciate my supervisors for their support. And samples used in this study were conducted under permits issued by the local government. Thank you.
I'm Yoshitomi from the Fukuoka Institute of Health and Environmental Sciences. Today, it is a great honor for me to be given this opportunity to make the presentation on One Health research conducted at our institute. Today, I will explain two topics. First, I will discuss the concept of One Health research at our institute. First, One Health is the concept of viewing human health, animal health, and environmental health as one health, recognizing that they influence and support each other and protecting them in a balanced and integrated manner. In recent years, as infectious disease threats and environmental issues have become more serious worldwide, its importance has increased internationally and has been recognized in global frameworks such as the G7 summit. At our institute, to conduct research based on the One Health concept, we recognized two examples: zoonotic diseases and environmental pollution from a One Health perspective. First, I will discuss zoonotic diseases from a One Health perspective. Zoonotic diseases such as COVID-19 are thought to have emerged as human activities such as excessive deforestation and greenhouse gas emission cause global warming and ecosystem changes, altering wildlife habitats and increasing contact between humans and animals, leading to cross-species transmission. In addition, the spread and mutation of pathogens in animals along with the contamination of the environment through excreta containing pathogens, may lead to contaminate the water, affecting human health. Next, I will discuss environmental pollution from a One Health perspective. Environmental pollution that affect health, such as Minamata and Yokkaichi asthma, is considered to have impacted the human health through contaminate the water, air, and the food caused by the release of harmful substances from human activities. Furthermore, environmental pollution can lead to the bioaccumulation of harmful substances, and consuming contaminated food may adversely affect human health. From a One Health perspective, these examples of zoonotic diseases and environmental pollution can be understood as cases where human activities affect environmental integrity and animal health, ultimately harming human health. To protect human health, we must recognize once again the importance of viewing human and animal health and environmental integrity as one health and preserving them in a balanced and integrated manner. Based on these considerations, our institute defines One Health research as a collaborative effort among experts from multiple disciplines to scientifically examine how human health, animal health, and environmental integrity influence and support each other, and to comprehensively explore ways to achieve their sustainable balance and optimization from various perspectives. For example, in One Health research on zoonotic diseases, we aim to develop countermeasures for both humans and animals by comprehensively examining not only infection and epidemic status in humans, but also the distribution of vectors and their pathogen carriage in animals, contamination of food, and human-animal contact, as well as wildlife habitat and the impact of climate change and ecosystem shift. The content introduced so far is available on our institute's website. Please take a look later. Next, I'll introduce our investigation and the research on zoonotic disease control. Regarding the One Health research on zoonotic diseases that I mentioned before, I will now explain in detail the surveys and studies conducted by our institute divided into 4 areas. First, I'll discuss the surveys and the research on infection and epidemic status in humans. Through this research, we can identify which infectious diseases and pathogens should be prioritized. At the Fukuoka Infectious Disease Information Center within our institute, we conduct the surveillance of infection trends and pathogen data in humans and disseminate information via our website and other channels. The Fukuoka Infectious Disease Information published on our website is shown on the left side. On the right side, that is 2 examples of how this information can be used as presented. By making the graph of the numbers of SFTS cases in Japan, we can observe that SFTS is on an increasing trend. A map of SFTS cases by prefecture shows that cases are mainly reported in Western Japan. Next, I'll discuss surveys and research on tick populations which act as vectors of zoonotic diseases. Ticks are important vectors known to transmit several serious zoonotic diseases, including SFTS. Research on ticks helps us understand zoonotic diseases from the relationship between human health and environmental integrity. For tick population surveys, we collect ticks mainly in forest and grasslands in Fukuoka using the flagging method with flannel cloth and continuously monitor their distribution and the seasonal variation. For pathogen detection and diagnostic development, we extract the DNA from ticks and analyze it using next-generation sequencing, enabling a comprehensive detection of both known pathogens such as SFTS virus and novel viruses. We are also working on developing new rapid, simple, and accurate diagnostic method for the detected viruses. Details of this research will be presented today by Mr. Furutani in a poster session. Rather rare viruses and then a sophisticated DNA analysis method. Furutani-san is going to present these information in detail. And next one is about development of AI-assisted identification tool. Ticks resemble spiders and stick bugs, so we worked on developing new AI-assisted identification tool for non-experts. Regarding the development method to estimate host animal species, pathogens transmitted by ticks do not multiply within the tick, but rather within host animals such as deer and wild boar. Therefore, identifying host animals helps reveal the sources of viral amplification. We are developing a method to estimate a host animal species from the trace DNA fragments remaining within ticks. Next, I will discuss the surveys and research on pathogen and antibody prevalence in animals. This research allows us to assess the risk of transmission from animals to humans. At our institute, we combine pathogen testing and antibody testing to conduct the surveys on pathogens shown in the slide, targeting companion animals such as dogs and cats, and livestock and poultry such as pigs and chickens, and wild animals such as wild boars and deer. Finally, I will discuss surveys and research on the distribution of wild animals. This research helps us understand zoonotic diseases from the relationship between animal health and environmental integrity. For wildlife capture surveys, our institute captures animals such as bats and raccoons. We investigate not only their distribution but also their pathogen carriage status as well. Environmental DNA surveys are being developed because wildlife capture requires expertise and is labor-intensive when conducted across many sites. Therefore, we are developing methods that enable efficient surveys of wildlife distribution across multiple locations in a short time. Details with this research will be presented by Mr. Hirakawa in a poster session, and then wildlife living near us in Fukuoka Prefecture will be mentioned in his presentation. For habitat estimation, we analyze environmental factors such as temperature, elevation, and land use at the habitat sites of widely distributed bats to estimate their distribution. This concludes the overview of our institute surveys and research on zoonotic disease control. I will now summarize today's presentation. First, our institute has developed its own concept of One Health research and is conducting studies accordingly. As one example of applying this concept, we introduced our research on zoonotic diseases, which examines not only infection trends in humans, but also human-animal contact, pathogen prevalence in animals, and the impact of climate change and ecosystem changes in order to explore countermeasures for both humans and the animals. Today's presentation included not only work by our institute, but also collaborative research conducted with our institutions and organizations. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hello, everyone. We are third-year students and the Landscape Design Department at Fukuoka Prefecture Kurume Chikusui High School. Before we begin, we'd like to briefly introduce our community and our school. Kurume City is located in the southern part of Fukuoka Prefecture. It's a core city with a population of about 300,000. Kurume is blessed with rich nature. It is surrounded by the Chikusui River, the largest river in Kyushu, and the Mino mountain range, which stretches like a folding screen. Agriculture is also thriving here. Rice, vegetables, and fruit are produced in abundance. Kurume is also known as the birthplace of ornamental trees and seedlings. In addition, Kurume has a strong industrial and cultural background. It is home to the rubber industry, traditional Kurume customary textiles, and a well-known food culture, including ramen. It is a region where people's lives are closely connected with nature. In this environment of rich nature history, Kurume Chikusui High School offers 5 departments: horticulture technology, which studies the cultivation of vegetables and flowers; food processing distribution, which studies food processing and logistics; then the landscape design, which studies environmental design and surveying; social welfare, which studies welfare and human relationships; and culinary arts, which studies cooking and food. While learning specialized fields essential to daily life, such as agriculture, food, the environment, and welfare, we also engage in practical learning in close connection with the local community. We do not learn only in the classroom. We also work with local residents and companies, and we try to apply what we learn to solving real local issues. Through these experiences, we have come to realize how important it is that human health, the natural environment, and local communities support one another. And we aim to become people who can contribute to our region in the future. Today, we will introduce an educational activity that incorporates One Health based upon local challenges we have noticed through our daily classes. Do you know the tree that has supported Japanese traditional industries for generations? It is called haze, the Japanese wax tree. We learned the value of haze in our comprehensive practice class. Haze is an attractive tree. It provides various byproducts, and in autumn, we can also enjoy its beautiful red leaves. However, today, fewer and fewer people even know this tree. Especially among younger generations, it is hardly recognized. In fact, the cultivated area of haze has been decreasing year by year. It was about 157 hectares in 2006, but by 2023, it had dropped to 72 hectares. That means a decrease of 54%. In Kurume City, at the Yanagi-Sakasone Haze Tree Avenue, a preservation group led by Mr. Yanagimoto is working to protect and promote haze, but public interest remains low, and the shortage of successors is a serious problem. This decline of haze is not only a problem for a traditional industry, it is directly connected to the loss of links among the local natural environment, ecosystems, and people's lives. So we set our research goals as follows. First, to establish methods to pass haze on to the next generation. Second, to make use of haze byproducts and communicate its value both within and beyond the region. Now, our research goals are as shown here on this slide. Promoting haze conservation activities. While using what we learned in the subject landscape planting, we participated in haze maintenance work. Our main tasks were pruning dead branches and branches extending into rows and applying fertilizer. This work is not only to keep the scenery beautiful by maintaining the health of the trees, we also help support habitats for birds, insects, and other living creatures. Last year, we tried producing seedlings from seeds, but none of them germinated. According to literature, the germination rate is often below 10%. To solve this issue, Based upon advice from Mr. Fukushima at Enzai Ryokuhan, we conducted cultivation experiments using both seed propagation and grafting, dividing the trials into a total of 13 categories. As a result, seeds treated with salt water, scarification, and cold treatment achieved a germination rate of 64%. In other words, we identified effective germination methods. This made stable seedling production possible, and it gave us a practical foundation to move Haze conservation forward. Now, every time we prune, a large amount of Haze branches is produced. Until now, they were all incinerated. So we challenged ourselves to turn them into a commercial fire starter. First, we processed the pruning waste into chips and mixed them with Japanese wax to form fire starters. However, we faced a problem. It took too long to ignite, and combustion efficiency was poor. Our teacher suggested, why don't you try adding another material with finer particles? That led us to bamboo from abandoned bamboo forests, another local issue in our community. By crushing bamboo and adding 30% fine bamboo powder, we were able to create a fire starter that burns steadily for more than 60 minutes. We named the product Haze Fire. We also designed packaging with an original character to make it visually memorable. During our activities, we realized another challenge. Many people have the impression that Haze causes skin irritation, so we asked ourselves, can we create a skin-friendly product that still uses the value of Haze? We decided to develop a hand cream using white wax as a key ingredient. First, we surveyed about 80 students and staff members from the agriculture, welfare, and culinary departments at our school to learn what features they want in hand cream. Many responses emphasized functionality, especially moisturizing ability. Through the class environmental greening materials, we also learned that Japan has about 170,000 hectares of bamboo forest, and about 2/3 are not properly managed. This caused problems such as suppressing native broadleaf plants and disrupting ecosystem balance. Based upon this, we decided to add bamboo extract, which has antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, to our product ingredients. We believe this could also contribute to hygiene management in conservation work and the food industry, and infection control in the welfare field. In addition, Mr. Tajima from the Green Functional Research Institute suggested using essential oil of myrtle for a relaxing effect. In this way, we aim to develop a hand cream from a One Health perspective, protecting health by considering humans, animals, and nature together. We consulted Love Company Limited, a company in Kurume that handles skincare products. They told us, this is a wonderful product that makes use of nature's gifts, and let's commercialize it. We conducted user tests with a total of 100 people, including students at our school and visitors at local events. We received high evaluations, such as, it feels light and not sticky, and is easy to use. Based on the survey results, we made further improvements, and this is our final original product. We named it Haze Urara. We are currently considering the design and pricing, and we plan to start full-scale sales from next year. At elderly care center called Kyosei no Sato Arake, we held hand massage and hand cream experience sessions using candles made from Japanese wax. We received comments such as the scent is gentle and relaxing, and it feels moisturizing and pleasant. We felt that this could contribute not only to skincare but also to mental and emotional care. Because we are in a school setting, we wanted to create something only a school can do. We noticed that in our school fields, vegetables that cannot be sold and flowers that have completed their role are being discarded. We thought, Even if they are discarded, can we use them as colors? So we worked on making crayons using pigments from discarded vegetables and a natural haze wax. We then held a haze crayon workshop at a nearby nursery school. We saw small children drawing happily and safely, fully absorbed in their artwork, and we felt our activities were truly connected to learning and smiles. Choosing safe materials for small children protects human health. Using vegetables that would have been thrown away protects environmental health. We believe haze crayons can become an educational tool that helps people learn One Health through the familiar act of drawing. Together with people involved with haze and the Cultural Properties Protection Division of Kurume City, we held a total of 14 meetings. We discussed the challenges haze faces and how to spread its value more effectively. In March, our efforts were recognized, and we received a certification from the mayor of Kurume City for restoring haze as Chikugo River Heritage. The Chikusui River Heritage Initiative aims to uncover local history and culture that developed with the benefits of the Chikusui River and to visualize the story connecting them so that more people can appreciate its value. This year, as part of the Chikusui River Heritage Program, we held a 2-day special exhibition called Haze Road Special Exhibition at the Haze Tree Avenue. We also shared information within Kurume City using digital signage. On the day, we guided visitors like bus tour guides and carried out product sales activities. In total, we were able to share the charm of haze with more than 1,000 people. In addition, we held a school's first One Health practice presentation events. Elementary school students who attended tried our hand cream, and we were able to share both our activities and One Health concept. Our work was also featured by many media outlets, which allowed us to share our activities not only locally, but with a much wider audience. To summarize, first, we were able to contribute to conservation activities to protect the local natural environment and culture. Second, we created new possibilities that led to resource circulation and solutions to local issues. Third, we were able to share the appeal of haze with a wide range of generations. Our activities are not only about protecting and growing haze as a local resource, we're also reusing it through products and connecting it to a system of resource circulation. This is in itself a practical example of One Health, where human life, living creatures, and the natural environment support one another. We believe these efforts are our challenge to discover hidden treasures in the region and nurture them and deliver them to the future. We will continue to share the One Health concept through haze from our community to the world. Today, we reported on the One Health activities on the landscape design department. At our school, in addition to these activities, each department works using its own expertise, and we also collaborate across departments to practice One Health with an awareness of the connections among humans, animals, and in the environment. We'll continue to working together with our community to build a society where people and nature support each other. Thank you very much for your kind attention. For the presentation by Kurume Chikusui High School, we'd like to have a comment by the Vice President of University of Teacher Education in Fukuoka, Mr. Katsuji Ito. Well, good afternoon. I am Ito of University of Teacher Education in Fukuoka. Well, Kurume Chikusui high school students, it was such a fantastic, exhilarating presentation. One Health promotion, education, education as a chairman of that organization, I'd like to make a comment. What you learn at school and also the things around you from the perspective of One Health, you notice something, and that things will be communicated with the people surrounding you. But one thing is interconnected. So the causal relationship and the relationship, you try to discover it, and you find those things and try to take actions based upon them. And you can also get another set of realization or awareness. So this is really the good circle of One Health. This is really your perspective is unique to high school students. And the things that you have noticed are the ones that adults might neglect. You have noticed those things. And also at the same time, you apply your special knowledge that you have acquired at school. And also you communicate with the people surrounding you and pursue researches and implement your activities. Wide-ranging, your activity is so wide-ranging. And you tend to look at things near you, right? You notice those things. And as Governor Hattori mentioned at the outset, Fukuoka Prefecture citizen, each one of the citizens would take a look at the One Health as their own, as his or her own, and that actually, in your presentation, really, where's the embodiment of those viewpoints? Has a constituents and elements. Using those, you develop the products. I'm interested in it very much. And also the wax, and you have the Western, wax candle, the petroleum you used, and which could be really the cause of the climate an issue. But your idea is led to the carbon neutrality, which I think your research has really the deep meaningfulness. And in a presentation, the meeting that you had, that's the one you have explained toward the end. The environment and atmosphere and the venue, the people are connected, children are united, and you have the 5 departments at your school, and you pay respect to each departments at school. Those the connection of the people in the meeting, as in the slides that you shared, those people who have supported you smile at the end. So the One Health is really the philosophy of connection through which you are actually trying to develop the driving force to connect people, which I think I was able to realize from your presentation. Well-being enhancement through One Health approach is one example that you shared with us, and your activities have invigorated us, and have that you're going to disseminate the information, the things that you have achieved to many other places. Thank you very much.